Good morning. Welcome back to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at MarketSite, we have Evan Harvey. He's the deputy managing editor of Women's Wear Daily, and we are going to focus on consumers taking out their wallets for Cyber Monday. Thank you so much for being back with me.
Thanks for having me.
MarketSite, and Evan Clark, I'm sorry, I butchered your last
name.
No. Apologies about that. I'm thinking the Evan Harvey that works for us. Let's talk about that. Consumers are expected to spend $7.8 billion.
Right.
Cyber Monday. Looks like they're ready to go to the malls here.
Right. Well, Santa is going to come this year. You know, it seems for sure. It was a solid. There was projections going into the season for kind of a solid holiday season, a good uptick after a very weak sort of run in retail last year. So it seems like this is something of a bounce back, and yeah, it's a season expected to be good, and it's starting off solid. Not good, not great.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, consumers also have 32 days to spend between
Right.
Black Friday and through Christmas,
Right.
and you also have the extra weekend since
five full weekends.
I know.
Yeah.
I will be certainly taking
Yes.
advantage of that. What are some of the trends that you're seeing for holiday 2018?
Well, I think beauty remains a really hot category. A lot of skincare products, so moisturizers, even masks. A lot of that category has been very strong, continues to be strong. The cold snap here in the Northeast is helping a lot of the cold weather, jackets, sweaters, scarves. And that's over the weekend, that's kind of what retailers were seeing a lot of business in.
Well, they have to be thankful for that, because I think it was 2 or 3 years ago when Christmas was 60 degrees here.
Right.
They couldn't get rid of their inventory.
Right,
Then they brought
right.
summer in, and then we got the cold snap then.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No. Certainly, it feels very seasonal, at least here in the Northeast. So that certainly helps retailers as they're kind of planning.
Is there one specific product that's hot this year, or are consumers really influenced by what they see on social media and what peers are posting to their Instagram?
Yeah, it's less of this kind of it item. It doesn't seem like anything's really kind of materialized there. I think we still see electronics are big, but there isn't. We've gone through this phase where over the past 5, 6, 7 years, people have really been buying the new iPhone, buying the new kind of like it gadget. And I think that there's been a little bit of a cool down on that, and people have their phone. If it's a seasonal, if it's a year old, you know, they still kind of work. So that spending is bouncing back to a more kind of broader distribution, where I think people are not going for that one thing, but certainly a lot of the inspiration, more of the inspiration than ever, is coming from online, social media, influencers. Right. So that post from a Kardashian at the right moment really is really big for brands.
Do you see consumers going back to brick and mortar? I mean, clearly there'll be e-commerce traffic, but it seems as if people want to go to the malls and have that experience in their favorite stores.
Right. Well, I think, you know, last year we had a lot of stores close, so we've got a kind of a healthier store base. I think more stores will be closing as we kind of go ahead. We saw Gap recently kind of say they would be closing more. So you've got a right sizing to a certain extent, and I think that retailers have certainly woken up that, you know, customers want some kind of experience. They can get anything they want from their phone at a moment's notice, and the shipping is very fast, it's very convenient, and I think as people are really, you know, that's been around for a while, but as people really settle into that, retailers have woken up and know they need to give a little something at the store, and they're doing that.
Even if you go to the newer malls or the malls that have been remodeled, each store feels like you're going into a completely different area. It's quite incredible what they've done.
Right, and you see of the new Canada Goose stores have cold rooms that go down to minus whatever, so you can test out their parkas. I think you see retailers spending more on training and having sales associates and kind of having them engaging more with customers. So I think we're seeing that just sort of across the board.
Looking into 2019, do you expect to continue seeing this strength with consumer spend?
Well, I think, you know, this year the economy's been strong, unemployment's very low, wages have gone up, and so it's sort of been just pushing ahead. All the lights are green right now. I think the areas where it's shaky are, you know, the stock market has been a little wobbly, and that certainly impacts higher end spending, and the question of this whole trade war with China. So we're seeing some kind of jitters enter the system, but it seems like that's after holiday. You know, it seems like the die has been cast more or less for the holiday spend.
All right, thank you so much for joining us at MarketSite.
Great, thanks so much.
Thank you for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.